Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtotara Shata Shri Srimashila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai, Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Shri Shri Gaunitai ki Jai. So, Arjuna Vallabha Prabhu, will you translate to the Russian-speaking audience?
Yes.
And Mataji also? No, nicht heute. So before we start speaking, it is said in the traditional India. Können Sie Englisch?
Also ich kann deutsche Texte nicht auf Englisch verstehen. Nur so Smalltalk.
Soll ich dann auf Deutsch? Aber dann er versteht nicht und auf Englisch, okay. So, ich versuche langsam zu reden. Ich weiß nicht, was da. Ja, das ist schwer immer, ja. Manchmal Sonntagsfest, wir haben Hindi, Russisch und Englisch. Wir haben Online-Leute auch. So meanwhile, the tradition in India, if a woman put a garland around man's neck, this means that she has to marry him. So my wife she's already my wife, so she's allowed. So she's allowed to put garland around my neck. Usually it's not a tradition. So we'll be reading from Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Diary first. Traveling with His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is when Harisori Prabhu, he was a devotee from England and Australia. He traveled with Srila Prabhupada 2 years, 1975 and 1976. And this is some of the recording. An evening when he would travel with Srila Prabhupada, he would write notes like a diary. So there's not much his speculation or how he remembered how Prabhupada was. This is actually this is how it was. At the end of the day, he would just write, Prabhupada said this, Prabhupada did this. So I was fortunate enough that he was staying in our ashram, Harisori Prabhu in Vrindavan, when he was writing this book. And every evening he would write and he would sit with us and he would speak, what did he write today? So there's a little more details and some things which he didn't want to put in the book. Something happened though. So that was very, very nectar at that time. Now he's living in Mayapur. Harisori Prabhu is living in Mayapur, and he has some one of those diseases where you cannot Parkinson or some kind of Parkinson disease or some kind of that he cannot walk properly. He's shaking his hands and things like this. But I was fortunate enough to actually, we had his association just when he was writing this book. So this was nice. And this book was written when? 1996. No, 1992. 1992. First print, 1992. So, this afternoon, he wrote, Prabhupada sat at his desk, and in front of him were sitting his managers. He lamented that it has been his constant headache ever since the temple was opened a year and a half ago. This is in Vrindavan. So Vrindavan temple is just been opened. Vrindavan temple in Mathura, India. Vrindavan is built 1975. And even before when it was built, there were so many problems because in India at that time things were very difficult because there was it was difficult to buy cement. You have to get a request from the government, permission from the government to buy cement. Shishi Vijay Gauranga Deonitai Ki Jaya. And devotees were also Western devotees from America. They didn't used to life in India. Everybody was getting sick all the time. Mosquitoes, they didn't have places to live. And there was also lots of cheating going on. So if you want to buy something, it's this whole problem. Was ist der? Ja, okay. Ja. Was machen Sie? No, machen Sie. Machen Sie, machen Sie das. Ja, gut. So, lots of cheating. I had a personal experience. I was also, at this time, I was 19, maybe 3. We in our ashram, we were building in Vrindavan, and they let me, young devotee, I was only 2 years in the movement, to build 2 underground rooms in our property. And this was unbelievable, because I have to buy wood, so I'm going to the shop, they're selling wood, like a wood factory. And I had to choose wood, and I have to mark each piece of wood which I chose, and I have to stand there where they're putting it in the truck, and I have to follow the truck from the beginning to the end, because if you don't follow the truck, they will stop, they will throw to it, or they will change into the bad wood. So everything you buy was like this. Every brick, I have to count bricks myself. And with cement, I have to count myself. And you have to always watch the workers, how they work. It was very difficult, really difficult. It's like you are doing it, because if you're 1 minute inattentive, 1 sack of cement is gone. You have to be always on it. But anyways, and then even then, you don't know how they work. They put like sloppy work, and the wall falls. The wall stands and the wall falls. So this was the Krishna Balaram temple, and devotees had no experience at all in India. So Prabhupada says this was very difficult. He said it was giving him a headache. He said no person can be found who can manage it nicely. With a wry humor born from the barren seeds of repeated, unavailing attempts to find it. So Prabhupada he could not find a proper manager, and he made a wry, meaning cynical humor. He's saying this, he quote, "Yea, say Lanka, say Haya Ravan. Anyone who comes to Lanka, he becomes a Ravan." This is a local, I guess, people are speaking this. Whoever comes to Lanka, he becomes a Ravana. So Prabhupada says, so how will Ravana be defeated? Another one and another one, it's like that. No matter who comes here, this Ravana mismanagement continues. So Prabhupada says that whoever comes to India, he had his best managers from the West come to India to manage, and whoever comes fails. It was very difficult to manage. He said Guru Das could not do anything. Dhananjaya, Akshayananda, Haya, Hansaduta. In this way, everyone becomes a Ravana. Unless the management is able to bring about a complete change, that will not go on. Things will not go on. Prabhupada brought all different devotees to try to manage, but it was very, very difficult for the Western devotees. First of all, things are, again, not going as they are, because we know management, the temple, you can manage easier inside, but outside, because the temple needs to have electricity, temple needs to have a boga, so all this was always very difficult. And especially at that time, nowadays it's a little bit different. So for the Westerners, even a few years ago, you go to the market, Sabji market, and they have one price for the Indians and one price for the Westerners, and everybody knows that. So they say, how much price? Oh, this price. So and you think this is the price, but actually this is the price because you're a Westerner. For the Indians, it's a different price because they know what is the real price. And so all this was like this. We had a once experience in our ashram in Vrindavan. We went to Delhi to buy this shrank, wie sagt man shrank? Cupboards. Those big, when you keep your clothes and stuff inside. Metal. And so we went to, because you have to go yourself, you cannot just order it. So we went to Delhi, and we found these things. And then they said, yes, we will deliver to you. No internet at that time, so we will deliver it to you. So we bought four cupboards, big ones, very big. So they will send it to you. He said, we will send you to Mathura. In Mathura, there's some kind of at that time, they didn't just deliver it immediately. So somehow they sent it from Delhi to Mathura. In Mathura, they accept it in some kind of lager place. And then they will inform you, the shrenke, the cupboards here, so come to pick them up. So then we were waiting 1 week, nothing happened. Second week, nothing happened. Third week, nothing happened. So then I was sent to go to Mathura to check out. So I went to Mathura and I went to the place, and they said, no, we didn't get it yet, anything. So then I had to go to Delhi again, and to the shop, and I said, where's the shrank? He said, we sent it 3 weeks ago. So then again, to go to Delhi at that time was also very difficult, Rickshaw and this, and there was no taxis, there was always train, you have to take a train, or buses, So anyways, I went to, and also throughout the Delhi, all these rickshaws, and it was anyway, so I went back again to Vrindavan, and I told them, so then we went, 3 or 4 of us went to this place, a little bit angry. And we said, where are our cupboards? And the guy said, oh, they were here 3 weeks ago. You didn't pick them up. So we have to pay every day charge because it was sitting for 3 weeks. So every day we have 21 days we have to pay because the cupboards are there. So this was the management in India. Very difficult. Just to order something was what to speak of managing a big temple. So Prabhupada could not find a proper person to manage it. It was very difficult to manage. Jaya, confirmed. Flowers, you have to buy flowers from these malis, they're called malis. These are the family tradition that they do only flowers. So they have fields, many fields, they call it mali. So you have to buy there from milk, you have to buy from there. You have to, this you have to, from wheat, you have to buy from somebody, So everything was like, and everybody thought, well, they have money, they're Westerners, they're rich, So anyway, so it was very difficult management, and Prabhupada tried to find a manager, and it was very difficult. So Prabhupada one day decided, I will cut down the expenses, because the expenses are very, very big. So Prabhupada is described there in some of the books, how Prabhupada says, how much money, because Prabhupada was a good manager, he was a businessman. So he asked, how much money you spend on this? How much money you spend on that? How much money you spend on flowers? So flowers, they were spending so much money. So he said, cut down on flowers. I said, but Prabhupada, we need so many garlands. He says, no, we can do garland. I think he even said 2 days, one garland. Something like this. Everything saved. Prabhupada was really good. And then there was a expense on the soap for the devotees. So much money on the soap. He said, no more soap for the devotees. He said, but Prabhupada, how can we bathe? Because American soap. And he says, no. He said, you are here, you should live like Goswamis in Vrindavan. Goswamis did not have soaps. Take Vrindavan Duli. You know Vrindavan Duli? Vrindavan Duli is the dust of Vrindavan. Like Goswamis, take a little dust, and this is how you shower. He said, you want to be Goswamis? You should live like Goswamis. Vrindavan Duli. So Prabhupada was very expert in cutting down the expenses. And this is usually, as a manager, I had the... What's... Enkä Jani, was it? Kein Kontakt. Gibt's Kontakt oder? So I also, this is the first thing when I take over sometime before in the past, I take over Tempel. I became a Tempel president. And the first thing what you do is money. Because this is the heart of the management. So I see where are the expenses, how much expenses are going. Expenses are going there, this much and this much and this much. And you just cut these expenses. So Prabhupada was very expert manager. And then the temple was started running well. And nowadays we have a very nicely managed temple. So many devotees, live there. Nowadays, of course, I've not been lately to Vrindavan, but they tore down the old Gurukula, and now they're building some bigger buildings so they can have everything, guest house and all these things. So, what to speak of Mayapur? Mayapur is managed also well. There were departments, and each department and where each rupee is going, and so on and so forth. So, this is how it is. Of course, there's always room for this and that, but it's not mismanaged. This is the point. It's not mismanaged. Because Prabhupada was very much into management, proper management. Prabhupada did not like this wishy-washy management, spontaneous management. Prabhupada was, I don't want to say allergic, but he did not like this at all. He wanted things properly, to be every penny, every dollar, euro to be properly documented. In the book called Jaladuta Diary, this is the Prabhupada had a little notebook and he was writing diary every day. Today I feel sick, when he was traveling from India to America. And and then he would write every penny he would spend. I spent when he was in America, 1.75 cent. I bought whatever, this. €1, this. He wrote down every expense. Prabhupada was very much money conscious. Not because of money, but because this is Krishna's energy. He did not want to misappropriate Krishna's energy. He said that once Prabhupada was eating, and one devotee was eating, and a little rice from this plate fell on the ground. And Prabhupada said, you should take this rice, put it on your forehead, like a respect, and eat it. Because we should not waste even 1 grain of rice. Prabhupada did not want to waste 1 grain of rice. He said his father taught him this. Because this is Krishna's energy. How can you waste Krishna's energy? And therefore, when we eat prasadam, we put on our plate as much as we eat, and then we eat the plate. No, in the non-devotee world, we eat as much as we want, and then we just throw the rest of the food. We throw. This is a custom. But in the Hare Krishna movement, we take less, but we eat everything was on the plate. Because we don't want to waste anything, any energy. We don't want to waste heating, We don't want to waste electricity. There was once, as it described, Srila Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, walking around. Prabhupada was, every morning he would walk three times around Vrindavan temple. Because it is in nectar devotion, it is described, one should circumambulate the temple 3 times a day, every day. So here will be a little bit difficult, isn't it? But it's possible, but but you can, like, all the way three times. So Prabhupada would do this in Vrindavan 3 times, and he said every time they come, because they come to the bell. At the entrance, Prabhupada wanted to have a bell, this bing, 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 with the hanging, with the rope. So every time they finish the circle, Prabhupada would bang, ding, 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 and he would say, "I see, but you do not see." And then you walk another round, and then again, bing, bing, bing. "I see, but you do not see." And devotees thought, "Wow, he sees Krishna, and we do not see Krishna." This is right, Prabhupada. You see Krishna, we don't see Krishna. Third time, Prabhupada's bing, bing, bing. "I see, but you do not see." And devotees like, "Wow, Prabhupada," and he showed the light is on. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. The light is on. So I see, but you do not see. So we have to be, this is what Prabhupada's mood was, and we have to follow this mood. We cannot be wasteful. Okay, let me waste, or let me spend the money, because people give money, they put the money here, and everything should be used for Krishna only, and should be not wasted. Prabhupada says that if somebody gives you donation, he said you should use it for Krishna. He said if you not use it for Krishna, you have to get birth again to pay back. It's every dollar, he said, if you don't use it in Krishna service, you have to pay back. So you have to get born again. So this is some heavy statements, because this is the law of karma. This is how material energy works. So Prabhupada was very expert to use everything in his Krishna service. So this is important for devotees to also understand. Management. Prabhupada was very adamant how to manage. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Fragen, questions, or somebody wants to? Es ist auf Englisch. Alles ist auf Englisch. Gibt es deutsche Bhagavatam? Nee, kein. Okay, dann ist okay. Ich lese langsam und das. Bhagavatam ist schon da. Okay, jetzt lesen wir aus Srimad Bhagavatam, 7. Kanto, 7. Kapitel, Verse 30 und 31. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th Canto, 7th chapter, verses 30 and 31. So please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashta Prayesha Badreshu Nitya Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So, Guru Shushrushaya Bhaktya Sarva Labdarpanena Cha Sangena Sadhu Bhaktana Ishvararadhanena Cha Shraddhaya Tatkatayam Cha Kirtanair Guna Karmana Tatpadam buruha dhyanat Tallingek sharanadibi Guru Shushrusaya Bhaktya Sarvalabdharpanena cha Sangena Sadhu Bhaktana Ishvararadhanena cha Shraddhaya Tatkatayam cha Kirtanair Guna Karmanam Tatpadam Buruha Dhyanat Tallingek Sharanadibi
Guru Shashaya Bhaktya Sarvalabha Kapena Cha Sangena Sadhu Bhaktana Ishvararadhanena Cha Shadhaya Tatkathayam Cha Kirtanaya Guna Karmana Padam Buruha Dhyana Kalinge Kaksanadibhi
Guru Shushushaya Bhaktya
Guru Shushraya Bhaktya
Savalapta Panena Cha Sangina Sadhu Bhaktanam
Sangena Sadhu Bhaktanam
Ishvarara Panena Cha
Ishvararadhanena Cha
Shradaya Tatkatayam Cha
Shadhaya Tatkatayam Cha
Kirtanai Guna Karmanam
Kirtanaya Guna Karmanam
Hatpadam Guru Adhyana
Tatpadam Buruhadhyana
Kalingeksha Hanadivi
Kalinge Sharanadibhi.
Ladies.
Guru Shushushaya Bhaktya
Guru Shushraya Bhaktya
Sarvalabdharpanena cha
Sarvaladhanena Cha
Sangena Sadhu Bhaktanam
Sangena Sadhu Bhaktanam
Ishvararadhanena cha
Ishvararadhanena Cha
Shadhaya Tatkatayam cha
Shadhaya Tatkatayam Cha
Kirtanaya Guna Karmanam
Kirtanaya Guna Karmanam
Tatpadam Guru Hadyanat
Tatpadam Buruhadhyana
Kalingeksha Hanadivi
Kalinge Sharanadibhi. Guru Shushraya Bhaktya Sarvaladhanena Cha Sangena Sadhu Bhaktanam Ishvararadhanena Cha
Okay, now word for. Oh, sorry.
Shadhaya Tatkatayam Cha Kirtanaya Guna Karmanam Tatpadam Buruhadhyana Kalinge Sharanadibhi.
Now word for word. Guru Shushrusaya. By rendering service to the bona fide spiritual master. Bhaktya. With faith and devotion. Sarva. All. Labdha. Of material gains. Arpanena. By offering to the Guru or to Krishna through the spiritual master. Cha. And. Sangena. By the association. Sadhu Bhaktanam. Of devotees and saintly persons. Ishvara. Of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Aradhanena. By the worship. Cha. And. Shraddhaya. With great faith. Tatkatayam. In discourses about the Lord. Cha. And. Kirtanai. by glorifications, guna karmanam, of the transcendental qualities and activities of the Lord. Tat, his, pada amburuha, on the lotus feet, dhyanat, by meditation, tat, his, linga, forms, deities, iksha, observing, arhana adibi, and by worshipping. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. One must accept the bona fide spiritual master and render service unto him with great devotion and faith. Whatever one has in one's possession should be offered to the spiritual master, and in the association of saintly persons and devotees, one should worship the Lord, hear the glories of the Lord with faith, glorify the transcendental qualities and activities of the Lord, always meditate on the Lord's lotus feet, and worship the deity of the Lord strictly according to the injunctions of the Shastra and Guru. So this verse here describes in one verse what is the Hare Krishna movement all about. And what is this all about is one must accept spiritual master, meaning one have to accept the guidance in spiritual life, and then offer service to such a spiritual master. How? With great devotion and with great faith. Then, whatever one has in possession should be offered to the spiritual master. So one should offer everything to the spiritual master. And then, in the association of other devotees, one should worship the Lord, hear the glories of the Lord, with faith, glorify the transcendental activities and qualities of the Lord. Meaning, we speak, we chant, we preach, Krishna consciousness, and then always and innerly we should meditate on the Lord's lotus feet and worship the deity strictly according to the injunctions of the Shastra and the Guru. So when I read this verse, I was thinking, this is ISKCON. This is the Hare Krishna temple. Everything what is in this verse, this is what Prabhupada made by opening temples. To become a devotee, after some time, we come to the position that we need a guidance, we need a spiritual master. So in the beginning, our spiritual master, we take Shiksha from Srila Prabhupada. Later on, of course, we take Shiksha throughout our lives from Prabhupada's books. But then we will need a live person to actually give us as guidance. And this is called Guru. And then, not just that, but we feel need to actually get initiated by the Guru. If someone is really properly following the principles of devotional service, this person will come to one point that it will be impossible to continue without taking initiation from a Guru. This is a fact. Prabhupada says, indeed, that those who do not take initiation, they're showing that they're not so serious in their spiritual life. We have sometimes people 20, 30 years practicing. I know some devotees. I know some not initiated. But still a little smoking on the side. Still devotee, but a little bit, a little bit this and that. Not super serious. Of course, it's glorious to be anyhow connected to Krishna and Prabhupada's movement, chanting. But still, to show the seriousness, one has to be initiated. And why is it so important to be initiated? First of all, by initiation, we commit to the process. We commit to the process of Krishna consciousness. We promise in front of Krishna, in front of the fire, I promise I want to do this. So this is a big commitment. Every devotee, when you get initiated, after initiation, you think like, wow, I did this. I committed myself to the rest of my life to follow the principles and to chant 60 rounds a day. Why did I do this? It's a huge commitment. This is number one. A second one, what is important, Guru is actually connecting us to the lineage, the whole school of Gaudiya Vaishnava teachers all the way to Krishna. So Guru is our connection to the parampara, to the school, disciplic succession of all these wonderful teachers we have, and coming all the way to Lord Chaitanya and Krishna himself. So when we accept the Guru, I asked once one devotee, senior devotee to me, what is a Guru? What does Guru give it to you? What is Guru giving you? Because I can read Prabhupada's books myself, I don't need a guru to tell me how to read. I know how to read. I was not so challenging, but I told him this, something like this. And he said, what do you think, how was the initiation of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and Gaura Das Babaji? He said, do you think they had a fire sacrifice, they have a fruit? We throw the fruit and all grains. I said, I don't think so. And he said, exactly. He said, what was the point? The Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, at that time Bimala Prasad in Mayapur, asked Gaura, I want to get initiated by you. And Gaura answered, I will ask Mahaprabhu. And after some time, Bimala Prasad came and asked him, did you ask Mahaprabhu? Oh, I forgot. Okay. So he said, I will ask him next time. So Bimala Prasad come back again. Did you ask Mahaprabhu? Oh, I forgot again. So that went on several times. And then Bhaktisiddhanta said, if you don't accept me, I will jump into Ganga and kill myself. He was so determined to take initiation from Gaura Das Babaji. And then Gaura Das Babaji, this Prabhu was telling me, he said, what did Gaura Das Babaji say? I said, he said yes. And he said, exactly. He said, this is initiation. This yes is initiation. Meaning, he agreed. He said, this is initiation. He took my hand, this Prabhu, was a senior devotee, Prabhupada disciple. He took my hand and he said, I'm holding hand to Krishna. And he said, yes means this. I give you hand. I can connect you to Krishna. This is initiation. So initiation is very important, not to get a name. Of course, it's nice to have a name. You're not anymore Bhakta Rule, you are Ramananda Gopal or whatever, and then you walk like, and somebody, this is especially amongst the young devotees, when young devotee is Bhakta Rule for 2-3 years, not the Bhakta Rule, but any Bhakta. I was Bhakta Sasha, and then you get initiated and somebody still calls you Bhakta Sasha. Oh, this is, for me, was so offensive, Excuse me. I'm Jaya Sacinandana. So Bhakta Rule, when he gets initiated, he will say, excuse me, I'm not Rule anymore. I'm Raghunath Das Goswami, whatever, So it's, it's nice to have a name, but the name itself is, of course, because when somebody see you, they say, oh, Rishi Kumar Prabhu, or, whatever, what is your name? Or, Krishna Das. And the person chants the Krishna's name and you remember Krishna's name and you sign, my name is Jaya Sacinandana, glorifying Lord Chaitanya. So, but the main thing is connection to the Guru Parampara, to the disciplic succession. So that's why it's very important, Shri Shri Vijay Gauranga Doel Nitai Ki Jai. That's why it's very important to actually take initiation. Very important to take initiation. And the devotees who are actually serious, they actually feel that they have to take initiation. Devotees who are so serious, they think like, I can also be like this. And then after some time, people take initiation after 20, I know some devotees, 25 years, and they say, maybe I should take initiation. So they take initiation more like on a friendly basis with the Guru, which is again nice, but we should take this very seriously, because it says here, one should accept a bona fide spiritual master and render service with great devotion and faith. So it's not only that we accept a Guru, and then we meet in Mayapur and say, who is your Guru Maharaj? Oh, Indradyumna Swami. Oh, very nice. As if you are Indradyumna Swami yourself, Or who is Radhanath Swami? Oh, he's a Radhanath Swami disciple. As if you are somehow as great as Radhanath Swami, but this is not, we are just as humble servants of Radhanath Swami or Indradyumna Swami. Or they want to, who are you, who is your guru? My guru is, Bhakti Vikasan. Oh, you are a heavy person, because they tried to, there was a time they asked me, I was a little bit aggressive. They asked me, who is your guru? And I said, what is that to you? What is that to you? Who is my guru? And they're like really, what? You want to put me in box out because this is your guru, so therefore, you are very nice, or you're not nice, or what is this? What is that to you? Because actually it is said in the, what is the book by Sanatana Goswami? Hari Bhakti Vilas. In the Hari Bhakti Vilas, I think it says as one, or maybe it's, anyways, don't quote me on this, but this is the verse actually, that one's name of one's wife and one's guru should not be said in public. You should not say, this is my wife, so-and-so, Devidas, this is my wife, and that's enough. Because this is a private thing. And the guru also is a private thing. Who is your Guru Maharaj? This is my private thing. Who is my Guru Maharaj? I was once in Mayapur many years ago, and we were waiting. I wanted to buy some muri. You know muri? Muri is the puffed rice. They had at that time. They made really nice. There was at that time there was no shops in Mayapur area. In ISKCON, there was no single shop. So they came sometimes with this cart, and he would sell this muri or this pani puri. Pani puri is so small puri. Anyways, so I like this muri, puffed rice with some spices and things like this. So we would wait. The devotees would wait in line, big line, to buy this muri. And I was waiting in line, and before me there was one devotee, younger devotee, and in front of him was one very old devotee with beard, Bengali devotee, wearing white, some simple white clothes. So the devotee, who is your Guru Maharaj? This is like typical question. When you go to India, first, who is your Guru Maharaj? Which country? And who is your Guru Maharaj? So he asked, who is your Guru Maharaj? He asked him, who is your Guru Maharaj? And then he asked this older man with beard, who is your Guru Maharaj? And the older man said, my Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And we were all like, we were shocked, And this was actually later on, he was very humble devotee in reality, super humble devotee. Because this day was the Prabhupada's disappearance day or something like this. I think Prabhupada's disappearance day. And they invited different speakers from different mats to speak about Prabhupada. So he was from the Gaudiya mat. And so he came to speak about Prabhupada. But he was so humble, simple. And then when he was sitting there, speaking about Prabhupada, I was thinking, my God, this is a disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And he said, you are all great devotees. He said, I'm not a great devotee. He said, you all preachers. I'm not a preacher at all. He said, my Guru Maharaj told me, you are useless for preaching. He said, you stay here and worship Gornitai. And he said, I stayed and worshiped Gornitai 72 years. He worshipped the same Gornitai. Imagine 72 years, one deity. He was worshiping since the age of 14 or something like very young. So he worshipped his whole life. He was 90 years old or something like this. 70 something years, many, many years, same deities. Same, every day he goes to Ganga, brings this water pot, cook for the deities, bathe the deities, do puja every day, same thing. So this is rendering service to the Guru with faith and devotion. So initiation does not mean only we have a name, we walk around now. I'm not anymore one of those lower tier devotees which are, uninitiated, but I'm initiated now. What to speak if you get a Brahman thread? Then we chant so everybody can see the Brahman thread hangs out of my, This is not the point. The point is actually to do service with great devotion and faith. And then Prabhupada's, the verse goes further. It says that whatever one has in possession should be offered to the spiritual master. So the first thing is to accept spiritual master, to take initiation, but also to render service. And more than that, give everything to the spiritual master. We know that some devotees in our movement who are a little bit wealthier. This Ambarish Prabhu, he is still alive. I think he had some health issues recently. He invested several $1 million to actually build of his personal money to build a Vedic planetarium temple in Mayapur. I don't know. A few years ago, I remember 10 years ago, this was like, I don't know, the number was 4 million. 2, 3, 4 doesn't make the difference. But he offered his own personal money. And many people who are like wealthy, they offered to build the temple in help to build the temple in Mayapur. So but one should offer everything to the Lord. So everything means just give everything to Krishna. And Prabhupada's quoted his spiritual master Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. This Sunday, tomorrow, actually, I will speak on Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, because on Monday is the disappearance day, I think, of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. So I'll speak a little bit about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, who amazing personality that was. And he said he wanted, talking about management of the temples, Bhaktisiddhanta wanted his managers to, whatever money they get in that day, until evening they should spend everything. And next morning they should start from zero. So devotees should go out and try to collect, to make some money so they can temples survive the next day. And once the day is over, spend everything for Krishna and Krishna service and start from zero everything. Because he said, in this way, devotees will not become lazy and complacent. What is the complacement on the Rishish? Complacement. Bequem. How do you say? Удобно. Yeah, this is the word. Yes, удобно. So yeah, it is comfortable, and we don't need to do anything, But Bhaktisiddhanta wanted devotees to always be active. And therefore, Prabhupada or Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada was always saying double it. Meaning, if you distribute so many books, double it. If you have opened so many temples, double it. If you the meaning there should be always fresh challenge. Prabhupada used this word, fresh challenge. Because this is for devotees, this gives opportunity to offer more service. So whatever one has, one should be offered to the spiritual master. Everything we have. In this way, we just learn to be detached. We give everything to Krishna. Why not? As they say, Krishna does not look how much you give it to him, but he looks how much. Oh, it's a disconnection. Disconnected from the disciplic succession. You see, this is what it means, disconnected from the disciplic succession. You cannot hear the voice of the guru. So Krishna does not look, Krishna, I offer you this, but what do you have in your hand in the back? I always give the example that I was in India once, and we had this program in a very rich man's house, really rich man, and marble house was inside, big, huge, and inside the walls, marble walls. But it's not just a white marble, it was some special brown, really amazing looking marble, and big slabs, like a huge, not just, it's obviously very expensive stuff. And then he said, this is not my house. This is Thakur's house. This is Krishna's house. And he said, this is nothing for me. Everything's for Krishna. And he said, you want to see my altar? And we said, wow, if he has a house. Then we went, and the room was very small, maybe 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters. And there was so many pictures of gurus and different Hindu deities. And then there was a little Krishna, and he was standing on the plywood. Plywood is the cheapest piece of wood you can get. That's Thakur, You're thinking like, well, you live in a beautiful marble, but all for Krishna, and Krishna is standing on the cheap wood. So it's important to actually give things to Krishna. Why? Because by giving things to Krishna, we learn to renounce this material world, number one. Number two, we learn that everything comes from Krishna. Ishavasya idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyan jagat tiena tyaktena bunjita ma grida kasta svidanam. Ishopanishad, first verse. Whatever comes or does not come, it only comes from Krishna. And one should use only which is one can use. One should not, knowing well to whom these things belong. So this is come back to this. One should give up everything, possessions, to the spiritual master. And in the association of saintly persons and devotees, one should worship the Lord. And this is why Srila Prabhupada started ISKCON, International Society of Krishna Consciousness. Prabhupada did not want to become next religionist, famous reformer, He did not want to do this. He started ISKCON temples for the devotees to have each other to associate with. This is the reason. So therefore, it is the duty of the temple devotees, those who live full time in the temples, to give good association to those who come to the temple. This is our service. Our service is not like, okay, I'm doing this, No, our service, so that people can come and they see, wow, this is actually advanced devotees. I want to ask him some questions. This is the reason. And when we have a kirtan, the people can have an opportunity to come. Now we have some people come from the outside to the temple, and therefore they have an opportunity to associate with devotees. And this is what we are doing here. Especially in the weekend. I remember before was more people coming on the weekends, wasn't it, Rishi Kumar? I don't know. When we came first time here, 2015, was it 2015? Keshava Maharaj, Keshava Babaji Maharaj was the temple president. Weekend was more. Weekend, especially Sunday morning, there was quite few devotees here from the congregation coming to the morning programs. Because this is kind of the point. They come not just to, first of all, to see the deities, to offer some service to the deities, but also to associate with devotees, to hear the lecture, to associate with devotees, and this is the reason. Of course, the internet now ruins everything. Now, of course, we said, why should I go listen to this guy? I don't like him. I can listen. My Guru Maharaj, there's 750 lectures of my Guru Maharaj. Why should I listen to this? This is the downfall. One downfall, or not encouragement for the temple devotees to actually do it, because they think, like, why am I doing this for 5 people here? Anyway, but this is the point here. One should associate with the saintly persons, the devotees, and one should worship the Lord. It is described, how do you worship the Lord? What is actually deity worship? Deity worship is coming to the morning programs. Mangal Arati is the deity worship. Everybody, whoever's in this room at 4:30, they are worshiping the deities. Not only the pujari. We think, pujari is worshiping the deities, I'm standing here. This is also part of the deity worship, archana. Part of archana is to come, to shower, to put tea. Like this is so much trouble in the morning to take shower. Sometimes I see, or myself this morning, couldn't find proper way to to the shower room, tired and bumping the walls. Take shower, put tilak, put new, oh my God, another. But we do it for Krishna. And this is part of archana. Then we come here and we glorify Krishna at 4:30 in the morning. So this is the part of archana. When we see Abhishek, somebody bathing, this is also part of the archana. We don't need to do it ourselves. We can see it, and this is the same. So one should worship the Lord. And then hear the glories of the Lord with faith. So we have to hear about Krishna. So this is now, today, right now, we are hearing about Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is nothing which is not Krishna. Nothing which is not connected to Krishna. Sometimes, as we said the other day, there are these aitihyas, one of the four pramanas, one of the four types of evidence. How do we know that we know? And aitihya means stories or traditions, traditional things which help one remember Krishna. So when we hear some stories from the Srimad Bhagavatam, or when we narrate the stories ourselves, we use these stories to inspire people to think about Krishna. Like I was speaking about this Prabhu, who gave me instruction, what is initiation, not because I wanted to speak about him, but because this story illustrated how devotees think, what is initiation. You were not here. Some story I told some story earlier. Anyways, I use this story to help people to think about Krishna. So this is what we do. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we hear about Krishna with faith. With faith, what is the meaning with faith? We know the faith in Sanskrit word for faith is Shraddha. And Shraddha, there's the different levels of Shraddha, of course. But Shraddha means, let me hear what these people have to say. Meaning some favorable acceptance that there's some value in this, what this person has to say. This is Shraddha. And some people come, what is this? I don't believe this. Or they come with the intent to find fault. Let me hear what they speak, to find fault in them. I just saw recently there was a discussion between a devotee and a Muslim preacher. And he says, what do you Hindus, you believe this and many gods? And the devotee said, no, we believe in one God. And he was, what? He said, where is that written? Tell me. He wants to find it, but not to find out, but he wants to find that he can criticize, make a fault, find fault. This is not Shraddha. Shraddha means faith. Maybe I can hear something, maybe something interesting for me. This is faith. So hearing about the glories of the Lord with faith and glorify the transcendental qualities and activities of the Lord. So glorify also means we speak about Krishna amongst ourselves. Or we speak about Krishna with others. So this is beneficial, just to speak about Krishna. This is a very amazing thing. I was once, in the very, very beginning of my Krishna consciousness, I didn't even join the temple. But I was visiting the temple a few times. And I came back, my aunt was living in a small town. Like not village, but kind of in between village and town, small place. And then she was working in the apotheke, in the drugstore. And somehow or other, the devotees were traveling through, and they distributed books from shop to shop. And they went to her apotheke, and she bought it, because she knows my nephew is the Hare Krishna, and she bought a book, Science of Self-Realization. So when I came after some time to visit her, she had a book on her table, Science of Self-Realization. I was shocked. Where do you get this book from? These are our books, Hare Krishna books. And she said, some traveling salesman came and sold me a book. So then we started speaking about the book. So this is it. We start glorifying the transcendental qualities and activities of the Lord. She told me what she read from the book, what she was interested, what was interesting, what she didn't like. But we spoke about Krishna. And then she said, and my conclusion is this. And she gave me the book, and she said, open the first page. So I opened the first page, it's usually white, page is usually white when you open the book. And she wrote it, conclusion, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This was her conclusion. I was like, wow. That she actually, my aunt, has read the whole science of self-realization and concluded that Krishna is the supreme personality of God. I was like, wow. Amazing, amazing. So this is glorifying Krishna. You know, sometimes people ask you, what is this? My grandfather was always asking me, how is your Allah doing? Allah, you know, because for him this is, whatever is not Christian, everything is Allah. There's this Eastern people, it's all the same. So I said, no, it's not Allah, it's Krishna and this and that. But still, it's talking about Krishna. So glorifying Krishna. And then always meditate on the Lord's lotus feet. So this would be, for example, we would think about Krishna, all the lotus feet means with humility thinking of Krishna. And worship the deity of the Lord strictly according to the injunctions of the Shastra and Guru. So again, when I just somehow, it's my early days now, stories. When I came first time, very first day or 2 days, I was in Tempel. And the Pujari was very powerful Pujari, very powerful person. He was strong, big, a little bit bigger, and very dedicated. He would wake up at 2:30 every morning. He would do so much devotion to the deity, and he would be so serious about worshipping the deity. And he would gather all of us new people, new bhaktas who came, and he would give us the Aufgabe, the homework, house Aufgabe. He said, remember the Lord today? What did he dress? What earrings does he have? What colors in the crown? What flowers? And then I will ask you during the day. So then, you go your day and 10 o'clock, 10:30, you are cleaning something and he just comes to you. What kind of crown Krishna had today? Oh my God. It's yellow. No. So in that way, he trained us to always be in anxiety, to always remember. So I had to remember all day what Krishna's colors, what outfit he had. He asked me what belt, what kind of belt Krishna had. So I have to always remember these things. So in this way, he forced us to actually remember Krishna. So always meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord. So this was like an amazing thing. Anyways, this is all I wanted to say right now. And it's 10 to 9. And purport maybe, I don't know who is giving. Oh, I'm giving tomorrow. No, tomorrow is Chet and Chetamrit. Okay. Then, I don't know. Maybe Monday or Tuesday, whatever you like. You can maybe put it again or not or whatever. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So now, do you have any questions? Oh, this cup is like a bucket.
Prabhu,
Yes,
you mentioned this is not proper question. Who is your guru?
Yes.
It's mentioned
Yes.
the last. And yes, I'm very agree with this. I also reply, if you're really interested about this, ask my friend. If you're really interested about my person.
Yes. Yes.
It's not like dog, famous kind of dog. If you really have interest, ask somebody who knows me.
Exactly.
Yeah. But what is proper answer? But because quite often we hear this from
All the time.
From who is your guru? Shall we explain this, or what is like short and proper answer?
It's always difficult. To me, it's always difficult. Especially, because it's, some people are innocent about it. They don't mean anything, but at the same time, it's inappropriate. So sometimes I said, what is that to you? What is really that to you? And not in an angry way, but ask him, what is that to you? What does it mean, really? Like, what would you do with this information? You put me in this box or that box? This is what I sometimes say. But with the devotees who are innocent, I just tell them who is my guru. And with the Indian, when some Indian devotees ask me, they ask me not, they don't care actually. They just said, "Oh, who's your Guru Maharaj?" They don't care, just to hear some name. And I usually say, "My Guru Radharani." In Hindi, "Mere Guru Radharani." So they're like, "Oh, yeah." I usually answer in India, mostly I ask my Guru Radharani,
Also,
which is actually true.
thank you. Also, this looks very horrible. You answer the name of your guru,
And that's it. And
he, who?
yeah. I don't know.
Because he never heard this name.
Yes.
And this looks.
I know. Then ask you, who is your Guru Maharaj? And you say, and they said, I don't know him. Okay, this. So yes.
Like Indians also asking, where from? Directly, see you, where from? I reply, Pakistan.
I sometimes say some country, like I said North, I said whatever. They asked me, I said, because they don't mean anything. I usually say America, because this is what they like to hear. You're from America, America. This is ridiculous, but this is what I say, America.
Many people don't know about Moldavia,
I know. Yes. When the one devotee came from Austria to America, not to India, and they asked him where are you from, he said, I'm from Austria. From Australia? They've never heard of Austria, Americans. So there's no point. If people ask me casually like this, I usually say America, because this is what they like to hear. And they're like, oh, America, and I say, yes, America. It's ridiculous, but that's what it is. But it's, I usually say that it's my Guru Radharani and
South Korea, I reply Ukraine. And they're very conscious about Ukraine situation. Oh, you're from Ukraine. Take the nation.
But I use some before the war, when we go to India, particularly in India, the bandas, they ask for donation, very heavy, aggressive. Give donation, And he said, which country? I said, Russia. And they're like, no asking for donation. They don't ask. Because they know Russians don't give anything, So I said Russia, Oh, don't give. They know, they leave you alone, So sometimes I do this. It is ridiculous because they want you, as you said, as a dog, to put you in a certain frame, especially amongst devotees. This should not be done. This brings such a mood of how do you say, not mistrust, but something like this, of a Kanishta Adhikari mood, Madhyama Adhikari, Madhyama middle devotee, they should know who is a friend, who is a devotee, because all the devotees are actually family, not just my guru. Who is your guru? No, all the devotees are family, actually. I remember Bhakti Vikas Swami once said, he said, I have my disciples, everything, but I don't discriminate between my disciples, not disciples. For me, all the devotees are equally good. There's no difference. So not just, these are my God brothers, they are better than the yoga brothers. It's terrible. This is a Kanishta level. This is a neophyte level of devotees. At least we should not ask. Many times I had a itch also to ask myself, but then I just don't ask. Why should I ask? He's a devotee of Krishna. Why should I ask who is your guru? So that I can put him in, they can feel, he is the Indradhyumna Swami. I see. Or he's this Swami. He's a little more this, or he's we don't do this, actually. It's difficult, as you know yourself. Okay, anything else? ¿Noch was? Or algo más en español? Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki jai.